The Chicago Bulls get their second win in a row with only 2 games now left on the season. Are the Bulls doing too much too late? We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all. The Chicago Bulls get a win here, 119-108 over the Washington Wizards. I'm going to let y'all know right now, this was a tanking game. We're not going to have a super long post-game show today, but in this game, the majority of the scoring gets done by Tre Jones, Colin Sexton, and Leonard Miller. You get 31 points from Tre Jones in this game, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, no turnovers from him, and a steal from Tre Jones, which is good to see. He's filling in as a starting point guard. You get 27 points from Colin Sexton, who goes 12 of 21. He took the most shots on the team by far. The next closest people to him were Leonard Miller and Tre Jones, which had 7 less shots than him. But Colin Sexton, with those 27 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 turnovers from Henry Day. Then Leonard Miller, who played 39 minutes in this game, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, and 2 turnovers from him. You love to see it. Even P. Will, 15 points on 11 shots with 8 rebounds and 4 assists, is still in a block. That's not bad from Patrick Williams either. So, came out here. They took care of the business that they needed to take care of. And, yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say how this messes up the tank and stuff like that. And, we'll see. Is Milwaukee playing today? Let's see the score. Milwaukee is not playing today. So this game is going to move Milwaukee and the Chicago Bulls to being tied for the 9th spot in the lottery. So it just comes down, can the Bulls lose those last 2 games? So we'll see what happens in that one. I already know everybody's going to be complaining so much about that. You got to keep in mind, the Bulls are going to need lottery luck anyway. If they end up staying at 10, it's not really that different from staying at 9. It just meant they didn't move up. So we'll see. I know everybody's going to complain and make a lot about it because lottery odds and stuff like that, but it's really not that big of a deal when you think about it. Honestly, happy with whatever pick we get. Yeah, I love a top 4, but I wouldn't mind getting Mikal or Mara. Listen, Mara at 9 is way too early. Even at 10 is way too early. I'm telling y'all going to be really disappointed. Colin Sexton gets too much disrespect here for doing his job. I get people want to tank and lose, but it's not Sexton's fault. He was traded here by Acme. These players, regardless, still playing for jobs. Oh, yeah, that's why I always say, I always think it's weird when people are like flip out about every win. Like, the players are supposed to play to win. The coach is supposed to coach to win the game. That's just the reality of it. Like, they're out there to play. Heating up for the top pick, LOL, go Bulls all the time, ride or die. Listen, that's all it comes down to. Do these little wins ruin the tank or no? No, because, again, the Bulls are going to need lottery luck anyway. Like, if the draft goes down and the Bucks are ahead of the Bulls in one spot, like, ruining the tank to me would be like you get towards the end of the lottery. Like, and even then, it's still a lottery pick, so no. What's going on, Gary? Glad to have you in the building. We got Jeremy says Bulls only have 8 active players for tomorrow. Okay. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Tank might be ruined. Y'all so dramatic. Leonard Miller is trying desperately to save the view of the IO trade. I don't think Leonard Miller gives a shit about that. He didn't trade himself for IO. Leonard Miller's just making the most out of the time that he has. You got to keep in mind, this is a player that, while drafted in the second round, has not played a lot in his NBA career, and he's killing it right now. And I think he's just playing because he's getting this opportunity, he's gaining this opportunity. I'm sure a lot of people are in his head telling him, you may not get this again. So make the most of this, right? Michael Reinsdorf looked lost at the press conference. He needs to pick a lane. Michael Reinsdorf looked fine. He was just somebody that you could tell didn't do a lot of public speaking, but I don't think he looked lost. I think he looked very succinct. I think the way he addressed it, dumbass questions, like and Will's question wasn't dumb, but when he was like, hey, where'd you hear that who's your source on that they got extensions? They didn't get extensions. If it didn't come from Shams, don't believe it. So I think he handled himself perfectly well. You don't see a lot of owners in that situation. I think he handled himself perfectly well. What's going on, Monk? Glad to see you in the building. He says, hey, he's always spitting game. I try. Bro, you look tired. It's been a long week. I'm not even going to lie to you. Monday and Tuesday felt like a week went by and Monday and Tuesday alone. Then you got to keep in mind, I've been going off of news all day long, all season long. All week long. So you had the AK news, you had the Michael Reinsdorf press conference, you had the Angel Reese trade, you had the Rakia Jackson trade today. Those things alone between here, Locked on Bulls, it's been ridiculous. I can't wait till the season's over with. And just from the sense that at least I don't have to do games no more. I still love doing the post-game shows. I always love doing the post-game shows, but I'm just ready for this next phase that's happening for the Chicago Bulls. I already know this offseason is going to be a lot of news because you got to think we're going to get the Billy Donovan decision probably coming Monday. Then, shortly after that, we'll start getting interviews for the president and the GM role. We're going to get those hires. We're going to talk about that. I got to start draft content after that. We got to get through the NBA draft, then I'm going to start free agency content, especially with the Bulls having the most free agent capital. That's going to be busy. I'm just ready for the season part to end because I know these games really don't matter, right? And the majority of what's really going to change the direction of this franchise, it only gets started after the regular season ends for the Bulls this year. So it's going to be a very, very hectic offseason. Very hectic offseason. I got the WNBA draft on Monday, the NFL draft after that. I'm just looking ahead, and I love summertime because there's a lot of stuff to do for the channels. It leaves, y'all know, I'm probably one of the best, and I don't even say that to take a shot at anybody else. I'm probably one of the best Bulls-focused channels that cover the draft because we go so in-depth on the draft. Y'all know I be in my bag on draft coverage, so we're just lining those things up. And this season, these games, it don't matter. Who wants to be talking about a tanking Chicago Bulls team against a Washington Wizards team that's been tanking since December? It is what it is, man. I haven't watched lately how's Albrecht playing. He's tough. He's tough. I'm not gonna gas it it's a lot to take away from it, but Albrecht's playing with some toughness out there, and I think that's really going to be his role. I don't think Lachlan Albrecht's going to be a guy. If Lachlan does make an NBA roster and gets even decent minutes, it's not going to be about the stats for him. I think it's going to be about, you got to actually watch. Now, in this game, 17 minutes, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, a steal. He won 1 of 6 from the field, but that production is good. For an undersized, tough center, 7 rebounds, an assist, and a steal, no turnovers, I'll take that every day of the week. For the Bulls fans complaining again, none of these professional basketball athletes who care about the dignity of the game are not even going to apologize for winning a game, including OKC Spurs, but everybody. That just goes to everyone. Yes, Bulls win. Lenny definitely earned himself a contract. Well, luckily he has 1 more year left on this deal, so we're going to see, what the Bulls decide with that after that. But and that's why it's good that he does have another year because – AK isn't here anymore, so there's that part. But, I would have been worried. Let's say Leonard Miller's contract was up at the end of this year and the Bulls had to make a restricted free agency decision. I just don't trust AK to be all right, let's get a reasonable deal. AK being you were great. We got to sell it as the IO trade we wanted. You're getting $15 million. $15 million for 25 games? So, it is what it is there. Tre is a keeper, man. I love Tre Jones on this team. What percentage would you say that Billy is still our coach next season? Oh, man. With the way this stuff's gone and the fact that it's up to Billy, basically, I give it an 85% chance. And that may even be low, but I'll give it an 85% chance. Can't wait till football season. Football season is going to be fun. Bears should be really good this year. Football season is going to be definitely fun to cover. You are hands down. Appreciate that, Gary. I appreciate that. Haize is the hardest working black man in history. Not in the world, in a history where slavery exists. I highly doubt I'm working as hard as those brothers, but at least I'm doing this by choice. So there is that part, all right? Portland pick won't convey. We now drafted 10 or later. We're stuck with Billy. Oh, my God. Y'all be so doom and gloom, man. You're the best Bulls channel regardless. Hey, I appreciate that. There's some really good Bulls channels out there. Especially check out my boys, the Cognac Boys. Y'all already know those are my boys. But even outside of them just being my boys, those guys deserve to be so much bigger than what they are. They're so funny, and they mix funny with enough basketball IQ and talk. Like, they're just so good, man. C-Dub and Bobby are just good brothers, bro. They're just good people. They're good creatives. They deserve the world. Sal, I love Sal. Sal's become one of my favorite Bulls content creators as well. I think he's great. I know he also does Bulls on Tap with Justin too. I haven't watched as many episodes of them together on Bulls on Tap. I've probably watched 3 out of the 5 or 6 that they've done so far. But, Sal's really good. Sal's amazing. I can't stress enough how good Sal is as a podcaster. There was a clip that I posted on my Twitter, and I was just talking about a lot of the Bulls content creators. And I was just saying how Sal has the chance to be one of the greats, man. And I really do mean that. He has a chance to be one of the greats. And so y'all go support my boy Philly over on the Bulls Breeze too. But outside of that, I just say that to say thank you for saying I'm the best. But there's some really good Bulls channels out there, man. Jamal with Bull Central. Can't ever forget Jamal. Let's go lottery luck incoming because the Bulls team gives effort and doesn't even look like they are trying a tank, unlike the Wizards. I mean, hey, if basketball karma is a real thing and the basketball gods reward the Bulls for actually trying, hey, we'll see. Michael Reinsdorf got to give the next GM in charge full control. He can't make the next GM obligated to keep big. Well, that's what he's doing. We know that that's what he's doing. So let's get over it. It is what it is. What's good, Unc? What's good? What's going on, Neff? Bulls 90% after Mike Malone went to UNC. Yeah, see. What's up, Haize? Life has been great now that Acme are history. I actually smiled. Did they that? First of all, if the Bulls got that much control over you smiling or not, my boy, we gotta get you. First of all, you a pimp. You a whole pimp out here. You providing smiles to a lot of people. Haize, what do you think was worse, WWE under TKO or us under AK? That's, first of all, that's crazy. Us under AK was absolute ass. They still have a lot of good matches in WWE. I really wouldn't mind Billy being the coach for next year. It doesn't have to be forever, but it would be good to have some stability to start the next era. Hey, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people. And that's why I said, like, I don't know if you saw that episode or not, but that's why I said when the news dropped, I was like, it isn't really about whether Billy's good or not. Like that's neither here nor there in the real conversation that should be being had. It shouldn't be about Billy being good or not. It's the fact that you are basically saying that you could have somebody who is the perfect candidate, but if they don't want Billy Donovan, then they're not good. Like that or the precedent it sets, even if somebody does accept the job, are they going to have in the back of their mind that there's going to be a target on the back if they want to fire Billy Donovan? Are they going to think they can't? Like if the president or new GM comes in, and let's say in a year or two, they're like, I'm not happy with the way Billy's coaching this team. What is he going to do? Does he have to start an internal war with the Reinsdorfs for it? Like, it's that. It's why add a complication to you're supposed to bringing somebody in because you trust their vision for the franchise and the team. And so it's just that part of it. That's just a little it's going to bring some questions there. Sal's too drippy, looks too good, and it distracts me from what he's saying. First of all, that's hilarious. That's fucking crazy. I'm glad he does it for you. I'm sure that's going to put a smile on Sal's face. Haize, you for real the best. I know some of us say some dumb shit sometimes, including me, LOL, but you the best, man. Hey, listen, you know what it is? And I said this on the last live stream, and I really do hope people realize this. 99% of the time when I'm cracking jokes, I'm just messing with y'all. Now, of course, there's the occasional idiot that comes in here and I have to go clean off on. But the majority of the time, I really just be cracking jokes on y'all. I figured, like, who wants... And the Chicago Bulls scored 119 points today. And in this game today, Colin Sexton really attacked from the mid-range. I can't do a show like that, right? Like, So it has to be my personality. And anybody who's been around me in person knows that me and my friends, we roast in terms of endearment. So like when I be talking some of that shit to y'all, I really do just be playing with y'all. I don't be meaning nothing by it. When I be calling people dumb motherfuckers and shit like that, like that's probably when you know I'm probably not just playing. I probably really think somebody's stupid. Regardless, bro, thank you for having us through these rough times, man. You're like our Chicago sports therapist who is not always negative too. People are going to have their opinions, but still. Yeah, I mean, I said this before too in regards to this. Like, you don't have to be optimistic. You don't have to be pessimistic. You don't have to be positive. You don't have to be negative. Just be real. Like, just be real. And that's all I do here. Like, I look at what's going on. I'll give y'all, hey, this is the best. This is what could happen in these scenarios. And then this is how I feel about it. And, you know, some people have said before, like, they want me to take a harder, like, do you hate X, Y, Z? And it's like, I mean, I'm neither here nor there. And go be successful in doing it and cool. Like, it's just, I don't feel like some of the way that I feel like during this negative era of Bulls basketball is gone, I feel like has been this line drawn in the sand for content creators where it's like, ooh, either you're too positive, I got to go all the way to the left and be negative. And that's just not me. That's not how I look at the world. That's not how I like to talk about things. That's not how I discuss most things and not how I advise on things. You got to look at everything and then just be real about where it is. So yeah, the Bulls could have a great, like, I'm not going to be somebody, oh my God, the Bulls are going to get it wrong again. We're going to get the top 4 pick and it's going to be P. Will. You remember the last time we got the top 4 pick? But instead, what I do is I'm like, hey, the top 4 options in this draft all give you a potential to have some game changing, to change the direction of your franchise. But there's some really good talent from all the way down to pick 18. There's really good talent, like some really good starting level talent to pick around 18 or 20. So, you know, I just don't feel like I have to be good or positive or negative. We're just going to shoot it straight. We're going to keep it real. And that's just the reality of it. Now, I'm going to go off on AK. Well, no more. Am I going to go off sometimes about stuff that happens? Yeah, because I'm still a fan, right? But when I do that, I typically try to make sure I let y'all know this ain't analyst Haize. This ain't podcast Haize. This is fan Haize, and I'm pissed the fuck off as a fan right now. My rant after the AK press conference after the trade deadline, that wasn't me being a podcaster. That was me, a fan, recording my reaction to the dumb shit that happened, right? And I think there's the ability to do both. Because when I'm trying to be objective, I'm going to give it to y'all objectively. But when I'm not being objective, I'll tell y'all, hey, this is a fan mode. I can't stand this motherfucker. Get him the fuck up out of here, right? Like, that's all you have to be. And, you know, it is what it is. Everybody has to do whatever makes them feel like they can wake up and do this every day. The thing that makes me feel like I can wake up and do this every day is I just keep it the fuck real. And that's just it. Juan says, this is the best Bulls channel for content. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, brother. King K says, might have missed your opinion on this, but knowing that what you know now, what guards would you keep and what guards would you let walk for next season? I mean, I still don't know because I still got to get through what the Bulls do in the draft. I think it really depends on what the Bulls do in the draft, because let's say they draft a more offensive-minded 2-guard in this draft. Then I guess you can still kind of keep Colin Sexton coming off the bench, but we'll see, right? Like, so until we get through the draft, I just don't know. What if we draft a more defensive-minded 3 to go next to Modest at the 4? What if we draft a center? Like, there's so much up in air that I can't really say what I'd keep on this team or not, because a big part of this component is going to be where we pick in the draft. And around that 9-10 area, if we stay there, the best. And this is a guard-heavy draft in general. Like, out of the first 15 picks, I wouldn't be surprised if 9 or 10 of them are guards, to be 100% honest with you. So, you know, we'll see what happens there. The Bulls are trash, but damn, the Wizards are god. Oh, the Wizards are just bad, bro. They're just bad. Willie Wolford says, came for the content, stayed for the roasting and realness. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Haize has never been monotone. Crazy part is Haize has toned the roasting down a lot. Petty Roosevelt was Ruth this year, one of the channel with the backwards hat. Man, you are going into the archive on that one, man, because you're right. Like, now it's just Haize going off. That year 1, probably halfway in a year 2. I don't think I started coming down until year 2, like into well into year 2. But year 1 Haize, oh my God, man! Y'all remember when Jordan Crawford? I had to cook Jordan Crawford. Y'all remember that? A former NBA player. We had some. Year 1 was me completely being reckless. And to think, Locked On and Bleacher Report hired me during year 1 of this show. So that's when I was firing off, you bitch ass motherfucker. That's when I had the infamous Zach LaVine's baby said, goo goo gaga, bitch, you a bitch. And oh man, that was a moment, man. That's crazy. Y'all remember the phone calls? Y'all remember when we used to call Billy Donovan's wife? Like, oh man, year 1 me was reckless, bro. That's crazy. Year 1 me is crazy. We got Mama O in the building. Shout out to Mama O. Shout out to Mama O. The Chicago Bulls will have the best bench next season. Hey, good to be best at something, I guess. How do you feel about Mikal Brown next to Giddey? Man, out of the guards, I think Braden Burries will be a great guard next to Josh Giddey. I'm still iffy on Mikal Brown. Now Vaughn, Savon, right? Not Alt Vaughn, Savon was like, hey, I think you need to have a more open eye on Mikal Brown. And I really am trying. I went back and looked at some more tape. It's not that I dislike him as a player. I don't know about the fit on this team. But, hey, I've been wrong before. Hey, you remember when you destroyed Reggie and his mom? Oh, my God. Reggie's mama caught so many strays year 1. That was crazy, man. That was wild, man. But all right, y'all, I'm going to get ready to wrap it up. I said I wasn't even going to do 20 minutes on this post-game show for this one. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullscentralpod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number 1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, but that is thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end everything on, go Bulls, love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace!
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.